Well, again, it's about 3:30 in the morning. I've been up since a little after 2. But I'm down here getting my list together so after work I can grab what I need to get. Right now I need to get a cap down there on the bottom of that leg, and then clamps, and then I'm going to add 3 feet to the top of that pipe. And then when I get over there, I'm going to run it above the garage door, about 13 feet above the garage door. The first leg is going to be this 2x4 right here, and it's going to end up over there at that heater, if I don't trip, right there. I may end up moving the heater closer to this area, but once I get here, I'm going to have a T there, and that's probably where I'm going to switch to flexible tubing, which I've never used. Do not take this video as a how to do natural gas. I'm not a certified natural gas guy, but I do know HVAC people, and I have called and talked to a lot of them. So then when I go across, I've done my research basically before I did this, so don't take this as a how to do it video. You go across over here to this beam, and roughly right in this area here, I'm going to run again. We'll have to figure out how to support it so it's right, but I have to get gas to that line right there, and also I have to run electrical to both these units for the igniters, and then a wire for the, which I need to add to my list, a wire for the thermostat, which I have a thermostat. I may end up having to have 2. So to run the wire, I'm going to go all the way down here, back to the bathroom. So basically I'm going to end up buying another 100-foot roll of 12-2 or 14-2 wire, I guess 14. Now this is going to be a challenge now because I did not have this bathroom. I think there's enough light without that light. Let's see if it works. I'm going to have to run the wire up through the reason I boxed this in is so I could add more wires. I'm going to have to run a wire up through that, up this wall, over to the 2x4, and then down to there. So we'll have, and then the thermostat will be somewhere over in that area. I have to get some thermostat wire. These tubes are all going to have to be hooked together. These lights, I'm sure, are messing with the camera. Those tubes are going to have to be added to the end of this. It's got to be level. This is a radiant tube heating system. I've got 2 of them. I'm going to run that one all the way down the building to somewhere back in there, and it will radiant tube heat, which is a pretty efficient heating system. Yeah, I got that in the corner over there. It's temporary. I had to have heat last year, so I just stuck this in here. I actually have a surround to go outside. I can set it outside the building, and you can't see it, it's dark. But I can duct the air into the building using the heat from the wood stove, which I'd like to do. I like wood heat. But I also want to reclaim this spot here because this is where I work on cars. This is my 2-post lift where I can get cars up in the air, and I probably going to have to work on one this weekend. I got an oil leak I got to fix, and I got to get some tires. I need to get some tires for my vehicles. Both my trucks need tires. I got to get it cleaned up again. This is the accumulation. A lot of this stuff right there, and that lawnmower, and some other stuff came from my brother-in-law who passed away, and I helped my sister clean out a lot of stuff. He had a lot of stuff. And again, I mentioned this was a lawnmower that I got from my neighbor. It actually belonged to the neighbor that way. Can you see my thing? Yeah, that way. And then the neighbor that way bought it. Well, the neighbor that way took really good care of this lawnmower, and he had it for a good while, and he always had it serviced. Well, I can't say that because if you look at the neighbor that way, are super good people. But if you notice the thing on there, it says 125/22 is the last time the oil's been changed. So I got it running. I actually mowed leaves with it the other day. I'm going to fix it. I may end up selling it. That thing is got a wide deck on it, and it mows pretty good. This is a lawnmower here. I think I'm going to trade to somebody. I don't know if I'm going to, but I'll figure out one of these 2 lawnmowers is going to be gone. So all this stuff I got down here. This was a lawnmower I got from I was driving down the road over my neighborhood, and there's 2 lawnmowers sitting on the side of the road. I've got it running, but it's got a carburetor issue. The other one I sold. I could probably get $50, $75 out of this one. That one there, if it's in good condition, that's a $2,000 or $3,000 lawnmower right there easily. The backpack blower, it starts for a little while and runs. I think it's got a carburetor issue. The neighbor was going to throw it in the dumpster, and I said, man, I'll take it. And then he said, then he ended up getting me that generator. I just have to have time to fix all this stuff. I actually got the generator started. It needs a carburetor. Again, it needs a carburetor. The problem with these carburetors on these things is the ethanol is eating them up, and needs to replace that carburetor. May have to replace that carburetor. I've already replaced that carburetor. I just got to get it to where it'll start without me spraying it with fluid. So that's in a nutshell all my, and then I got to clean that mess up. This disaster here. I have a good storage area. I'm going to build a storage. All my stuff's going to go on top of that bathroom. And then I'm going to put shelves inside this bathroom. I'm going to fill this up. I got a whole bunch of cedar I can put in here. I can make cedar shelving. I got to get the stool installed too. But I'll make this where anything that's going to freeze I can keep in here, so I don't have to worry about it freezing out here, like my glue and all my any liquids that I got that I want to keep down here. So my woodworking area, I have actually used it, but it's a disaster again because I've been working. I used it yesterday. My little saw I got from my brother-in-law. This one at works, it's got a cover missing right here. It needs to be fixed. I got a planer. I got a dust collection system. A nice table saw. The mobile workbenches. I have 2 mobile workbenches. So that's what I got today. I got to go to work here in a little bit, but I had to come down here and get me a, and like I said, I don't know if I mentioned this. I have fixed the corner building. I've cut 3 foot off of this. I had to buy 10 feet to get 3 feet. Oh, I forgot. This was an old pressure washer, and I don't even know if it runs, but I stole parts off of it for the carburetor for that other lawnmower, and I can get it running again if I had to. I don't know if the pressure washer works or not, but again, put it on the list. I have all the stuff I need to fix. By the way, I also have 2 electric garage door openers. I inherited one of them. I gave $50 for the other one. So I got 2 electric garage door openers I can put in. That's another thing I need to do. That door's too short. I have another section of it. We built that door. I'm gonna need to add one more section and raise the door up 10 feet. When I say we, I got a guy I call Huck because I'm Tom Sawyer and I get him over here working. We built this building. He and I built this building from, I had an excavation company, and I'm gonna put a montage together of photos I took during the process. I had the land excavated, a guy come in and did it, and then we built the building from, he and I did the rest of it. I had some guys help me put a roof on. They were nice enough to show up one day when I was in a bind and I needed help. We got the roof on. The single biggest expense I've got left on this building is going to be the insulation. I've got insulation in some areas. Anything you see with the boards on it, that's an insulated wall. That's an insulated wall. That's an insulated wall. And the reason I did that is because I wanted to run my air lines, and I wanted to hook the air line permanently to the wall and not have to take it off and put the insulation in and then put it back on. But that blue line is an air line. It's got compressed air that runs all the way around to the tire machine. Over here to the lift. I need to put a T-port right there. And then I have a hose reel down here. I had to rebuild it. It wasn't working. I got it working so I can run the heat. And then I have the hose that came off the reel was rotten. So I had to I replaced it, but I'm going to use it for just if I need to go outside or I need to go over to the sawmill. I'll show you that another time. But I've teed in here. I got drains. I can run this airline all the way over there to that was my temporary airline right over there. Sometime I'm going to have to replace this. I'd like to do woodworking. That's what I really want to do. I like doing woodworking. This is how I paid the bills for many years. I was able to get lawnmowers this summer and fix them and sell them. And that's how I got my tire machine. So I'm going to end this video. My hand's getting tired and I'm not used to doing this. I don't know if this YouTube channel thing's going to take off or not, but I've already got 4 subscribers in 2 days. That's kind of pretty wild to me. But we'll see how it goes one day at a time. I do a lot of stuff. As you see the star up there, I made that last Christmas. I'm gonna make more of those. I got snowflakes and stars, and I made Christmas trees, and There's cedar, walnut, oak, ash, maple. This whole corner, there's a lot of hardwood in here. The plywood came from a friend of mine who gave me several sheets of plywood, and I've been, or OSB they call it, Oriented Strand Board. There's also a lot of hardwood in there that I can make a lot of projects out of. I just have to have heat. So anyway, I'm sure you're tired of me flipping this camera around. That's where I'm at. I'm going to end it. I will see you later.